For OMG, though, they went with a very, I'd say, specific first rotation, right? They went the Gragas Tristana. So on their side, you can already see them wanting to change it up, clearly going, hey, whatever plan we came in with against Weibo didn't work out. Let's take away the Lulu so the Zeri doesn't have as much freedom in terms of like the scaling, having the wild growth, having the shield there to enable her. And I even like, if they do decide to go for this Vi, longtime seen is the pick into the Zeri, having that point click CC and making sure she gets taken down. But no, instead wanting to go with, I'd say, Aki's most comfortable champion. It's his most played this split, and it's been something he's really enjoyed gravitating to.
It's Spider-Man! Oh, Peter... Oh, sorry, not Peter
no,
Parker. I mean,
I was going to say, we don't know which Spider-Man it is either. You know, it could...
What?
Like, yeah.
Oh, my God.
There's some memes. There's some memes there that we definitely don't know about. The community is always really good about messaging us about the memes we don't know about, though. So thank you, LPL fans. You guys are absolutely goated. It's actually gonna see a switch up. Crisp this time around, going for the Renata pretty early on. Just reaction, pretty much from the Wukong. This was a pick that when it came out, though, Chris was like the Renata guy. He was by far the best Renata we had in LPL when Renata was released. Him on BLG was like consistently going towards it. And yeah, it's going to be nice to see what he's able to do on the pick this time around. They are going to keep their hands on the Vi. So both junglers getting their hands, I'd say, on what has been their most comfortable pick this split. And OMG wanting to match pound for pound with the damage that Zeri can bring later on and get Abel onto his Aphelios.
Well, I like that, you know, we have looked at the bottom lane again. We've changed things up a little bit. And yeah, Chris was the first one to bring it out. I'm sorry, Lyric, I was thrown a little bit off kilter because Spider-Man in the audience is a big honor. I've always wanted to meet him, and the fact that, you know, we're here at our homes and not in Shanghai, it's a little bit sad. I gotta be honest with you. As Darius gets banned away, I'll continue on the draft. Nevertheless, hopefully we get to see if the Spider-Man is good influence onto OMG, because Darius gets banned away from Shanji. Lyric, what does that tell you? Is it like TheShy wants Ksante for this game too, or what?
I feel like TheShy always wants Ksante if it's open. It's been the pick that he's just gravitated towards time and time again. I'm going to be looking at, though, if they're going to change it up, because TheShy, typically a lot of our splits is one of the players who's had like one of the biggest champion pools in terms of being willing to bring out things. But this time around, he's kept it pretty controlled, pretty small in what like the Weibo system's looking for. But need to focus on OMG and what they want to go for as a blind pick here. A lot of attention put, honestly, just, yeah, towards the mid lane with these bans. So I'm curious to see what even blinds we really have available. Maybe you just save that counter pick for Creme, see what Xiaohu wants first, and get your hands on some. Ooh.
Savion LeBlanc.
I would have loved it. I love having Creme on, you know, aggressive playmaking champions. This has been his like other mode, right? Pretty much everything else Creme plays is aggressive. Silas, Yone, Akali, Ari, but this being a standard, still great in the 5v5, right? Especially when you can expect people like Karsa wanting to jump in on that high. We talked about the Ksante up in top lane for TheShy, so I would expect to see that one locked in. And now for Xiaohu, getting to come in with an answer to the Viktor, maybe just going to opt into playing the range game, look to clear waves. And it's another pick that goes really well with Vi. I think Taliyah and Ari are always the two picks that jump to my mind in terms of being able to traverse the map very well. Having the setup there, you have the ultimate come out from Karsa. You can go with the seismic shove from Xiaohu to land all that damage. And now for OMG, you've already set up for a front to back. The Sion's going to get locked in, as it is. And this time, Hysterics, going to be all about those big, juicy team fights.
Oh, yeah. You had me at big. You had me at juicy. When you said team fights, Lyric, I was already jumping into this one, feeling it from head to toe, bro. I'm going to say one thing to you. Creme doesn't get me excited when he's on things like the Viktor. We've seen it before. That's something I get sad about. But Abel has had the most iconic play on Aphelios. He flashed forward. I don't know why he did it, but it still to this day is a reason I don't trust him on Aphelios. However, Light just got a penta, double Ksante. As we get into game 2, OMG, their playoff series, or rather their playoff lock-in today has been denied. Already going down one game. OMG needed 2-0, but coming into this one as we get a level 1 down to the bottom lane, Weibo can set up for a 2-0, get closer towards playoffs themselves, move up to 8 wins with the rest of the boys. All I can say is Niman Shihuan Lua Luma, And you all say, yes, Hysterics. Yes, we do.
All I could say is Hysterics. 你吃什么？
我吃牛肉，但是今天晚上我吃 what is turkey in Mandarin?
I have no idea.
Oh my god, I had turkey for dinner. Wait.
I know penguin. I
Turkey.
can say penguin in Mandarin.
I don't want to eat a
Qiao.
penguin.
Yeah, it's not.
I ate 我知 Abel. He's about to eat turkey as well. In fact, dirt might not taste the same, but if he gets any closer, that's what he'll be eating too. Bottom lane, Lyric, that is a good trade just off the back of Xiaohu walking down.
Yeah, it does present him to potentially walk into Creme, who's just waiting in that bot side brush. Viktor's level 1 trade is incredibly strong with the Q, so Xiaohu is going to have to walk the safe way around. Bot lane off to a solid start, and both junglers starting on the top half of the map. It's what you'd expect, right? With Ksante versus Sion, this game won't be about top lane whatsoever. It's about mid, it's about bot, it's a lot about later on in the game in my mind. Like, some of the opportunities that either OMG or Weibo are going to set up, especially for OMG, defensive vision. Playing off if someone from Weibo's like overstepped and you can see Karsa either on a ward somewhere else on the map and then you can find the gank. To where at least for Weibo, we already hit on, of course, the level 6 tools able to come out from mid jungle. So I think more proactive options on Weibo's side, but with how Weibo plays, I think Aki will always have some punishment of it, like able to give some punishment to the side of Weibo. But look, already double wards in bot side river. Like, they know that it will be hard for OMG to find opportunities, and as long as they keep the information game up, they should be able to get anything.
Well, Aki might have an angle though. He's level 3. Get over the wall with the clone. And he's waiting now, just buying his time, because look at where the wave is. It's still in a perfect spot for a gank here. And Abel is juicy, juicy meat. Aki gonna heal up. He's coming in, just waiting for the clone to come through. There's Ghost, heal out from Chris as well, but they're still in a lot of trouble. The flash burn, but their handshake connects. Now the double flash is Abel flies in as well. Chris still dies, and first blood over to OMG after burning everything in the kitchen sink.
And it goes on to Abel, the person you want the kill on. We were just actually even hitting on it leading up to it. Weibo felt safe. Weibo had 2 wards in bot side river, but just that one little sliver where Aki able to traverse over terrain, get into that brush, really being the downfall for Weibo's bot lane. 3 summoners burned on both sides, and we're just going to see here. Ghost comes out, healed down, and then just able to run him down. Handshake. Nice try by Chris to be able to get away, but Flash is able to follow up. OMG are going to be able to cement themselves that first blood.
Good little start, as you said, for Abel especially. The goal that needs to be on this team as it opens up there. OMG off to a flying start, but Karsa's going to try something towards mid. Creme is here, but his back will simply be stopped. He backs further back into the lane. And Karsa just crosses through river to get himself a scuttle crab up in the top side. This game has started off with a gold lead here for OMG off that bottom kill as well. A cold start for the Aphelios too. And Abel and Ppgod are now able to push in the wave, so be curious to see what he gets on this first back. As for TheShy versus Shanji, Lyric, I mean, this one's always a bit of fun.
Say, don't bring us to TheShy versus Shanji. We don't got anything going. We don't got anything going on right now. You know, if we said, you know, the big juicy team fights, if bot lane is like the steak, we'll say mid lane is whatever nice veg you have with it. I mean, like TheShy and Shanji are just the garnish. They're just, you know, it's
rosemary, parsley.
It's pretty cool, but exactly, it's not the defining part of this. Still, though, like, since it's TheShy and Shanji, is there always potential for shenanigans to be able to come out, someone to go down? 100%, but definitely keep my eyes on that bot lane, especially with the fact you mentioned the calls. We had call starts on both sides. After that gank, Abel was able to get his a little bit more stacked, able to get a bit of an advantage from the fact that Light was forced to recall. So even like those small advantages can be meaningful in the end.
So that's it, Creme. And yeah, you're up. Keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for top lane at the very least. As you were not saying, it's always exciting between Ksante and Sion. Level 6 now hit though, so if Shanji does get flipped back, you know, Ksante will be a threat.
I gotta say, I feel like garnish is actually a very good analogy for top lane. I might have to pause.
It is, and it's also on top of the meal.
Well, and it's also, you know, if you watch any like Hell's Kitchen or anything like that, it's always the station that people mess up the most. Always.
Yep. They
Ppgod,
can't
Able.
garnish it, can they? And Ppgod, look, there's the flash through. They just ignore Ppgod, go straight for Able. Light picks up the kill, Lyric, and Akuna Matata for the bottom lane. They're no worries with a kill now on their AD carry too.
And clever plays like that have always been one of the things that have been a strength to Weibo Mind. Even if we've seen individuals, I don't even want to say underperform, but individuals get exposed, and we've seen the macro not always be there. I think it's like cheeky or surprise plays that really show the longevity of players in a league. And right there, Weibo, waiting in those two brushes, the pinch is there, just waiting for Able and Ppgod to walk up to try and get this out. Drake, really nice start off from them. So now being completely even in gold, completely even in kills, we are gonna go back to, I was gonna say we're gonna go back to the garnish. Like, I don't know why we keep panning back over topside, but we do. OMG's still able to get the dragon though, and OMG will take that.
Garnish makes everything in a dish. You gotta remember that some of the best garnishes in the world, you know, like, let's say, you know, coriander on risotto, right? It gives it that fragrant flavor. It tops it up. You know, it is something that can make a dish from great to fantastic. So that's what we got in top lane here. And if mid is the vegetables, I will say veggies are underrated. If you don't eat your vegetables,
I agree.
If anyone at home doesn't eat their vegetables, like, come on, grow up. It's not 2002 anymore. You can't get away with that. You guys are adults now. We all know League of Legends chat and audience has grown up. You guys have to eat your veggies now. Eat your fruit as well. Like, get over it. Broccoli's great. So is carrot. Sweet potato, mash. Man, you know how gangster mashed potato is? Like a good mash?
Now we can see how gangster Aki is. Aki may be trying to be the mash of his squad, but spotted out. The vision control once again. The shining light.
Okay. He's going to get a second one here, but he's interrupted. Side pick shove. Lyric, how strong is that 2v2? Watch out.
No, but seriously, how many times between game 1 and game 2 now have we just seen the wards, the vision control from Weibo, be the difference maker, be the thing where they spot Aki out consistently, they see rotations, they see where they want to play, and they're able to react accordingly. So I'm just impressed. I'm just impressed that this is the Weibo we're seeing today, when even in a lot of their wins, it was quite messy. Here, just looking very stock and standard. For OMG, still at least having an advantage in the bot lane, definitely not down and out, as you said. I feel like no matter which way even these lanes go early on, it's going to come down to the big fights once we start getting closer to things like Third Dragon and the map really gets unlocked. So this would just be like a really nice like beverage to start your night off with. If you can start building up a lead, is Able.
Yeah, just goes straight on in into Light Raven. Zeri burns the flash, but Able is going to be blocked. Fresh just runs in, saves the day. Or at least stops it from getting away from him as Weibo are up here towards the Herald. Well, what happens? They get the objective that they're after. TheShy, though, does pop the ghost, looks for the flip, Creme's out with a flash. They get a summoner here as TheShy goes back to lane.
Weibo went on top side, but that's huge in bot. It doesn't matter that kills didn't come out because look at what's happening. They're denying more CS. Abel's going to be able to get another play. They're just getting so far ahead in terms of gold that we're just saying, hey, it's going to come down to the team fights. So on any advantage you can find, it's going to be kind of like a cherry on top for either side. But if it's going on to one of your big team fight carries, then we're going to get to a point where like Moonlight Vigil's exploding, maybe Red White's out, and Abel's cutting down TheShy faster than Weibo are able to bring down Shanji. That will be something noticeable and meaningful.
And look, you talked about it, 3 plates in the end taken from that play, so really great as All Out does come through in the top lane. Meanwhile, TheShy is looking for the 1v1 on the Shanji. Flip back, dodges away. Shanji with a great sidestep. TheShy still stacking up the Natoko strikes. He sits in a decimating strike, but Shanji's going to be in a straight line. However, he's still out of yet another Natofo. TheShy has a stack, but it's over from there. So an attempt, at the very least. We just get top lane being bros again.
Able 1k gold ahead of Light. TheShy and Xiaohu with small gold leads to try to make up for it, which kind of hard if you think about it. I mean, gold's still incredibly even, but like I said, it definitely matters where your gold is going. We need to keep our eye out on where Weibo are going to want to end up using this Herald. I expect it to be mid, not only because they're hovering around right now, but even just starting to open this up.
Flash under ulti against the Viktor. There's a flash, the handshake out the side, big shove. Creme gets sent back a kilometer. Karsa dodges away from the ulti left by the Viktor, and that gank was full pace.
And now going to be able to push this wave in, try to deny some gold from Creme, because Creme, he just TP'd into mid lane. Just showed up, now already sent packing. Xiaohu going to get a plate of his own. And it's nice to see Xiaohu, and especially Karsa, having a good day. Because Xiaohu is someone who, overall, his split has been good and solid, but like we said, has had moments, I think especially recently, where he's fallen off. But Karsa was very hit or miss his split, and seeing him be able to link up with Chris, link up with Xiaohu, and to make these picks happen in Game 1 and Game 2 have been one of the things that have been setting Weibo up to be able to find victory like in Game 1.
And he's got 2 kills off the back of it as well, so we do have a roaming piece, further to your point, that is going to be influencing the whole map of OMG, that OMG are going to start having to look out for. How they're going to match that is, yeah, Lyric, you said it. And this time as well, they have the hostile takeover. OMG thinking, well, little bit sussy here in the bush. Hide on brush here, but here he is. Creme's like, nah, they're not there. He gets shoved back again. Creme was like, it'll be fine.
And now Herald's going to come out. We knew this one was going to be placed in mid. The sooner you can get this brought down and unlock Xiaohu, that's going to be even better for the side of Weibo. Now able to make their way down towards bot side river and take this dragon. Things going very well in these last 2 sequences. I want to highlight, before anything comes out though, Gale Force online for Able. This is huge. Can be able to find a lot of damage, traverse distance, get into a fight even easier.
Shanji has TP, TheShy's TP starts turning to something, but Xiaohu's poke. Just a lot of this point. There's the dragon. First one here for Weibo. Good stats with Infernal as well, and just like that, gold in their favor, Lyric, by about 1,000. And yeah, you're pointing out that like Able has a big individual lead over Light, but now the individual leads from Xiaohu, from TheShy, are starting to overtake the rest of OMG.
I want to point out, OMG, in the 5 win streak that we've hit on, like they've beaten other mid-tier teams like IG. They've also taken down the likes of JD Gaming. Right now, sitting in 2nd place. Very close series. And honestly, even in that one, it kind of felt like JD should have won. But OMG, their shot calling, their cleverness to have Able go in, go for a backdoor was huge. But Weibo, finding this win would be great in stopping a team that has been on an absolute tear so far in the past few weeks.
Well, they're about to get countered by Xiaohu here if they stick out. The Weaver's Ward's available. Ppgod enabled. There's no flashes there for the bottom lane of OMG either. But Arky spotted out. Seems like they hold off on the trigger for now and just pull off the back of the play. Karsa stays nearby while Arky is going to commit to the brush play. So we'll just, have to see if anything happens down there, Lyric, because it's like Weibo are going to play defensive and play back.
Yeah, for Aki, it's not even about hoping they overstep. It's enabling your bot lane to be able to push in, making sure if Karsa does come that you're there to respond. And if you saw Karsa anywhere else, right, like if he showed in mid or if he showed in top, then you'd be able to proactively maybe even look for a dive in that bot lane. So
what are we watching? What are we watching here?
I don't know.
Like, observers just like, this is fun, isn't it?
I've noticed our observers really like top lane this split.
Yeah.
Like so many times with hand over top laners just trading a bit of HP, chilling.
Ah, damn. Nah, go back top. That was a good show.
Maybe they're top lane mains.
That's like watching, I don't know if you got it in America, but Roadshow, Antiques Roadshow, a British show that we got on, I think they made an American version. We got it in Australia as well. This is literally like watching Antiques Roadshow. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're having tea and biscuits, maybe crumpets, and you're like, well, nothing better's on, so let's just have a look up here. And then suddenly...
What are they going to do? What are they going to do? I mean, they're getting prio in this because we do have Herald coming up soon, but they're not going to be able to dive this Sion. No shot with how healthy he still is. You're giving a lot of freedom to Able and Ppgod, though, just to hover around the mid lane and make sure you have setup to go. Creme?
Creme again. I think he's died enough this series from picks off of a Vi and a combo CC mid laner. He pays respect this time, walks it out, and Weibo get the first turret of their game number 2. Moves them up close to 2,000 as Herald has spawned for the 2nd time. And this is just a nice transition up, Lyric. Take this and set yourself up for another turret push.
They'd already been angling for this the whole time. That's why they gave up bot side and allowed Abel and Ppgod so much freedom in being able to push out. Speaking of Ppgod, Shirelia's now picked up, so you can enable those engages even easier, or even like a kite back potentially if you just end up in a dire situation. But now, like you said, Herald in pocket, Weibo with where they want to go for it. Obviously, both side lane threads are left open. I don't feel like opening up either side really changes the dynamic of the map too much for Weibo. Like, potentially sets up even more for picks to be able to come out with the Taliyah, but Taliyah typically will be the one catching waves inside, isn't always going to be positioned in mid lane light, going to need the safety, so he's going to be there. So a lot of it feels like it might just be able to answer an aggressive push or play off the side of OMG.
Oh, all right, interrupted. Let's watch this again. TheShy wants a little bit of a flip back, finds it. Shanji takes a while to dive. This time, gets a little bit more serious as he kites it away. That is the all-out burn, though. However, Shanji, unstoppable onslaught, is now down, Lyric, so his momentum charging into a fight is also dissipated.
Maybe the observers, like, are big fans. Got a signed Shy poster back in 2018. That's my only guess. You know, I've seen you meet pro players before, and it is I don't know if the story of you and Loken is very very broadcast appropriate. No. It is very hilarious though.
Even
people just go find tweets in 2020 and you'll know
it was deleted. It was deleted. We're okay. Look,
oh god.
Loken knows who I am, guys. Let's just say that. And I think Kanavi does by happenstance as well. However, I was in the same, I don't want to brag, but in the same studio as Kanavi. You know, claim to fame. I have shooken. I've shook Rookie's hand.
Okay. I'm glad that's where you were going with that one.
Hand. Yeah? No, I did well.
Hey,
who else? TheShy smiled at me one year. No kappa. Literally, he walked back, he put his hand up and waved to me. I think it was in 2019 Spring Finals. I can't remember, but I was like, TheShy! Oh
now,
God.
We want to see TheShy do that to the enemy team, waving at Abel, and potentially just not even waving, like shoving his hand in his face, running him down, and crushing him into Summoner's Rift.
Flip back. TheShy does it again. Shanji haven't shaken his hand yet. Maybe that's why he's getting bursted out, but Abel, his ulti comes through, hits TheShy. Lightning crash down though from life good. The hostile takeover, even better. TheShy gets brought back to life. Chris has just carried this fight. Light might be getting the kills, but that support was sick as TheShy flies on in on a low HP bar. It's going to be another kill over. It's a Weaver's Wall, the Ppgod, a triple to life. But ladies and gentlemen, just like an apple, that was all Chris.
Where has this Weibo been, like, from series to series? My God, great team fight from them, kind of forcing and bringing OMG into them. Now going to be able to turn this into a dragon. Out of nowhere, explosive gold lead for Weibo.
Ready to see the replay, ready to see how it got set up, because again, one moment has just ballooned them ahead as Lyric all in this 5v5 in a very tight area.
And look at the pressure. Herald's actually dropped in bot, they control River, so they're just able to put free damage onto OMG. They don't just want to let Shanji go down for free, so they want to engage, but that plays right into Renata's hand. Renata loves this. You're all close enough to who can keep getting the damage down, and then Karsa finding the cease and desist onto Abel means they can continue to run them down. Even TheShy popping the goes to come around from the backside. Like, it was great. These are the types of fights that Renata thrive in. Weibo forced them into this position by, again, controlling bot side River, having that Herald down in bot, like getting damage on the Shanji. They don't want to just let their tank go down for free, so it sets up for that beautiful Renata ulti.
When we see Renata ulti, do they count the enemy's damage? Like, Creme doing 4K, with some of that on his own teammates? Or like, example for Abel? I would assume.
That's a good question.
I think we calculate as their damage of the fight, even if it was against
you
your
would
own team.
Expect, like, I don't know. I gotta be honest.
Renata doesn't get it.
And also just like, yeah, on like the stats and client into things, I don't feel like it is that intuitive to be able to pick up on. I mean, maybe it can be done, but I guess talking about that is not not something I want to get. Ooh, a lot of things that could be done there. I'm just saying.
Renata might get it. 500 damage is believable, but also her auto attack passive. I mean, she was setting them up with quite a lot of success. Chris deserves a highlight. Light deserves a highlight from that last one as well. But look, overall, Weibo Gaming now 5,000 gold after 20 minutes in. Baron a real possibility. There's no dragon on the bottom side. OMG are all moving down there, and Weibo are trying to choke this out. They're like, well, where's the enemy team?
Yeah, they're waiting. They're expecting someone to come show top and catch top wave, but no one doing it just yet. We finally see them making their way up. Creme, knowing it's not safe to just walk through. It's nice that he brought Ppgod with him, but with the fact that he got spotted up by the ward, wanting to walk all the way around. So good presence of mind to not allow this to happen, and it does open up for Xiaohu to just take this turret outright. So even more gold in the pockets of Weibo, who are now sitting on 2 items across the board. Only 1 on the side of OMG, except in the hands of Abel, who was able to find that huge early game lead.
But hasn't amounted to much, has it? I mean, Weibo have been able to take this game over and now pushing in a turret in the side lane. TheShy moves down to bot. Mid is getting set up by Aki. Aki's had a really quiet game number 2, Lyric. He was looking for an angle as well, someone to over push mid and find a pick that would give them some emphasis back in this game, but as now he's being collapsed on, it's a bit of an issue. Aki sent out of the way, he has the cyclone, but look, into the back, beautiful seismic shove. Xiaohu and Karsa, this new duo, or rather old one, is nailing it as TheShy ultis into Creme. He'll get the flip down and even a double for this madman. Shanji's next on the menu as this is a lot of damage. Ksante having to find the flip back, won't get it, but TheShy still continuing on. Shanji dodges out for a second time. I love that TheShy still walking this in. Under turret. Oh no! There is no greater TheShy way to die. He's even laughing in the bottom of our screen.
Look, I just want to know, again, where has this consistency, the methodicalness, and how they're playing this game come from? Did Easy Hoon call up Coma and borrow the belt? Is this Coma's belt coming on in onto the side of Weibo? Because, again, great play coming to them. I love how they waited, pushed out top, get the angle in. Karsa, once again, able to find AD carry on the backside. Xiaohu doing a great job of following up. And then they just run OMG down. I don't care about continuing, you know, with us getting to see what TheShy does here, but able to turn this into a Baron. Again, massive kudos to whatever prep they did coming into this week, whatever changes they were able to make. I typically even don't give praise to coaches because we have no idea what they do. All teams, all coaches do different things. You are seriously never going to know what they do, but I hope Easy Hoon called Coma and borrowed the belt.
Oh man, I'm sure he will.
Easy Hoon like having like PTSD, like holding down is like, oh my god, I faced this.
Yeah, he did. TheShy versus Creme now as Gravity Field disappears. Now Creme's in a lot of trouble. Flashed away from the all-out still comes through though. Brings him close to the turret, but the Chaos Storm won't do enough damage. TheShy with the solo kill right on top of this mid lane. He's 0-5-1, Lyric. This game, he has really needed more agility in the mid lane because he has been bullied.
He has. He's just not been able to get it. And it just comes down to it again. I feel like time and time again we see whenever Creme gets pushed onto the Viktor, things like this are what arises. Even when he has like a solid game on the Viktor, Creme always being just so good with agency on a play-making champion where he just looks like an S+ tier mid laner. Now being punished on the Viktor. And me and you came in. Wait, TheShy. Is he going to go down?
I know you're going to say expecting a 3-game series, but we're
yep,
not getting it.
6-game day. Today was a 6-game day on paper. We thought we were in for the long haul, but here we are. I don't get it.
I guess we're looking down. You know, maybe you'll curse it from here. We'll see. But 14-2, it's hard to do that. It's 12k gold lead at 24 minutes. That Dragon Soul won't come up. Let's be real. This game should be over by then. It's a 3-item Taliyah versus a 1.5 Viktor. And you're right. It's because OMG not only higher on the standings for, I guess, their upset win over JDG, but the fact that this team has been surprising. They've been really good draft innovators again. But coming into the series, like the mid-jungle has been slapping Creme. Aki had a great early game with bot in game 1. And even this game, like, there was a surprising gank that got Abel ahead. But OMG's transition against Weibo this game, like, it's never happened in the mid-game. Weibo's just been able to take over through their CC chains and their pick potential in both games.
And it's one of those things I'm happy to see, because coming in, it was why I gave Weibo the mojo vote of victory for the split in my mind, was because of Xiaohu and Karsa and the fact that they have that synergy. They really didn't show it for like early on in the split. The 2018, 2019 RG, one of my favorite teams ever to watch based off of those two players. Not going to show it here with the ult onto the clone, but a lot of people will remember like those orientations of RNG were playing around easy, which they did once they got to internationals. But in regular season, a lot of the times it was things like Xiaohu and Karsa being the show. I remember like the Rumble Jarvan combos were something that they were very proficient at, playing together, finding agency around the map. And it's great that we got to see here once again today.
It was always the insurance Uzi, right? Like a play through early lanes, but like mid-game would be moving around, becoming that two-man unit, and then Uzi was always just facilitated into becoming late-game character. I mean, we can talk about that at some other point because I think this one might end soon. Light's going to take an ulti there, so he flash away from Xiaohu, but Shanji went all in for that. Upkeep with the Cyclone, number 1, number 2 goes into TheShy. Weibo taking a lot of AoE though, but the Cyclone shot Gale forced away from Abel was a dead man. He won't let Xiaohu pick off his legs. Weibo burnt a lot to get away from that, and the defense from OMG is about as good as you can expect.
No one goes down for them, so they're going to take that as a win. And since they're in their base, they can even go back, heal up to where Weibo's still having to play with a bit of these chunked health bars. They still will manage to find a turret and still feel confident in finding a fight with how tanky they are, but a lot of key ults are down. We don't have crisps available, even lights, lightning crafts are not there, so they're going to really need to be careful because Abel will slap you, and Shanji, like, still a Sion. Still going to be able to tank a lot of this damage from coming out. So I liked it at the end of the day. They kind of pace themselves, they back off, and honestly, that could have been a potential situation where maybe it's OMG, you go for the full send. I understand they also don't have a lot of their key ultis up as well, but it doesn't really feel like there's ever going to be an ideal time for OMG to engage when you're 12k gold down. You're going to have to just take what you can get, but Abel's incredibly close to his third item, and there it is. IE picked up, so this is going to have to be the window. This is going to be the end-all, be-all for OMG.
But the next objective isn't up for 40 seconds, and it's Baron. You know, OMG to get in front of that objective lyric, to get outside their base right now is a struggle. I like that you talk about, like, you know, 3-item Aphelios being relevant, but Ultra Blazer hits a couple people, and suddenly that stings quite a bit. Weibo looking for the pick here as OMG get their waves in order, especially the mid ones. But as bot gets pushed in, Lyric 20 seconds till Baron coming up. I'm not even sure if Weibo are interested in this.
No, Weibo don't even necessarily need it too much. You can keep looking for these picks. For the side of OMG, though, they do have a lot of wave clear. So it does look like in the end that probably will be the go-to call. If there's anything that'll force them out of their base, and once again, give you the opportunity for Karsa and Xiaohu to just jump onto Creme, it will be this Baron. So TheShy and Shanji both have TPs available. This can turn into a 5v5 at any point, but Weibo are the ones with heavy control of vision. TheShy would be able to find a tremendous flank if all these wards don't get cleared out.
Or he might find something in the bottom lane by himself. The all-out's going to be used while Chris misses the ulti, but the flash in from Karsa. That's the all-in, the all-out, and meanwhile, Weibo Gaming are smashing it out. In the bottom side, meanwhile, TheShy's looking at a solo kill yet again. Cameraman, show us the love. The flip back, and guess what? Shanji close to dying again, but under turret. TheShy's doing this one for the flip. Get that! Okay, big man, simmer down. TheShy ain't smiling about this one as Weibo return back to Baron. OMG. We're looking to help him out, but that's a man down. Baron now coming through, arcing with the steal. Not this time around. Cyclone is a bit late. 2 are dead. And Weibo with the finishing touches. The nice bit of parsley on top of the risotto lyric. It's there.
We've had 3 smite fights so far this series. Karsa's come out ahead in 2 out of 3 of them, so really coming in clutch today. We're going to see them go for that last strike. This is going to be Hex Tech Soul, which is really still so oppressive. So now Weibo, like, let's be real, we give it hope for OMG, especially just because not only as a team do they deserve that respect, but their composition can also command that respect. But now, 14 gold up, 14k gold up, not 14,000 gold up. Baron, Hex Tech Soul, like, big item advantages. This one really is just about when Weibo seal the deal rather than if they seal the deal.
And get themselves their 8th win. They will not be locked into playoffs, folks, but it is really hard at 8 not to make the cut unless you lose every single series by 2-0. NIP, WE, Weibo versus WE twice. Leaguepedia not really on the money there as OMG are getting shoved around the last inhibitor turret. TheShy runs in at level 18 with a 2-level difference over Shanji. guy impossible to kill. That base is going to be seeded as now. It's all up to the Nexus turret. The shot will shove back, and guess what? Shanji is taken for a ride. He tries to ult out, but he's already dead as light. They've got the ulti fully stacked. He's too close for comfort as Abel does get the kill, but they change their target. Abel's now destroyed, and that's from Xiaohu. He'll be shot down by Creme's gravity well as Light's still alive, by the way. And the TheShy did die for a Creme with a beautiful flash, but guess what? Renata brings you back to life. All it took was a kill as Light yet again in charge. But Weibo, you can say that about this series. A defining one at that against OMG, denying their playoff security, but further enhancing their own.
Really seeing a flip of the script here in this game. OMG, we're on a 5-win streak. Weibo, we're on a 2-loss. Weibo able to reverse their fortunes, beating a team that was above them in the standings. Coming into the series, OMG were actually 4th. They were even slightly above TES, just off of 1-game win. So now able to bring themselves up. I still believe they'll technically be under OMG by like the same logic. I think they'll be 1 game under OMG, but still putting yourself in that fight for top 4. I mean, hell, I guess even top 2 is theoretically still, actually, is it? Actually, that might not be